It was supposed to be a simple flight from Miami to Chicago, but as fate would have it, every flight seems to have one Karen. We had just boarded, and the plane was still half empty when I noticed her, a well-dressed woman with an overstuffed designer bag and a diamond the size of a marble. She was standing in the aisle, glaring at the man sitting in the first-class seat she clearly wanted. "Excuse me," she said with forced sweetness. "I think there's been a mistake. My ticket says 7B, but I'd prefer this seat. It's more comfortable." The man smiled politely. "Sorry, ma'am, but I paid for the seat." Karen huffed and turned toward the flight attendant, snapping her fingers like she was calling for a waiter. "Sweetheart," she said, "how much to bump me up to this seat? I can pay cash." The attendant, a calm professional named Jenna, smiled tightly. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but first-class upgrades can only be processed at the gate." Karen smirked, pulling a crisp $100 bill from her purse. "Are you sure you can't make an exception?" She slid the bill toward Jenna, loud enough for everyone nearby to notice. Jenna didn't flinch. "Ma'am, that's considered a bribe. I can't accept it." Karen's voice rose. "Bribe? It's called incentive. Don't you want to make people comfortable?" Jenna glanced toward the cockpit and said calmly, "Please take your assigned seat, or I'll have to involve the captain." That's when Karen made her biggest mistake. She stuffed the $100 into Jenna's pocket and said, "There, now you have to help me." The flight attendant's smile vanished. "Ma'am," she said firmly, "please gather your belongings." "Wait, what?" Within moments, two airline security officers boarded the plane. Jenna explained the situation, showing them the cash still in her pocket. Karen tried to backpedal. It was just a tip. But it was too late. She was escorted off the plane, protesting all the way down the aisle. The cabin erupted into whispers and chuckles. The man in first class just shook his head. A few minutes later, Jenna returned, composed as ever. "Apologies for the delay, folks," she said over the intercom. "We're all set to depart. No more unofficial upgrade requests today." The plane took off to laughter and applause. And somewhere in the terminal, Karen was probably learning that money can't buy manners or a first-class seat.